All right, quick update about I forgot the name again. I'll overlay it on the video. The latest heat plate or heat pad that I reviewed. As you might recall, if you've seen my last video, the one I got appeared to be used. It was not very well packaged. It was full of scratches and stuff. It worked, but it didn't look great. So I ordered a new one, and since I have a month to return the old one, I figured let me do a side-by-side comparison to see how consistent they are in their temperature. Do they heat up the same? Do they hold their temperature the same and all that? So, opening up the new one, it is packed the same. No plastic bag around the product or anything. You just got the cable, got a piece of foam, and that is it. So I guess the way I received it is normal. You're not gonna get a shiny, sparkly, brand new looking product. And this one has some the same kind of dirt and dust on the bottom pad. I don't know which camera is gonna pick up on this, but I guess this is just how they make them. You got the same little which camera? Okay, this one. The same space underneath the silicone mat as you have on the other one. So that's for all the details, watch my previous video. That's, I guess, just how they make them. No instruction manual, nothing. So this is the new one right here, and I'm going to put a piece of tape on there. New. All right, let me set this up for the camera here. So are we lined up? Pretty good. We have new, and we have old. What I do like about the new one is that it doesn't have these bubbles in the mat. I don't know if that shows on camera. There you go. You got these bubbles or welts in the mat that I wasn't too happy with because they're pretty big. The space between the mat and the bottom pad is a little less on this one as well. So just try and clean these off a little. Again, it's gonna look, unless I got a return twice in a row, I highly doubt that. So I guess this is just the way they package them. They're never gonna look completely brand new without scratches or anything, so we're just gonna have to live with that. But for the price, you know, I'm okay with that. So let me see what happens when I kill this light. It's still gonna be washed out. So how can I fix that? I think this worked last time. There we go. That should kind of, I don't know. Yeah, that works. New, old. We're gonna switch them on, set them to the same temperature, and just observe with the thermal camera how they react. If we got a similar product here, or if the temperatures vary by a lot or a little. So, I'm gonna switch over to thermal, overlay it where? Right here, on this side of the screen, and see what we got. Okay, so I can't get them completely in the frame unless I, in portrait mode the way it is now. So you're just gonna see part of each pad. You're gonna be missing about 1 inch on both sides, but we'll make do. So I'm gonna switch these on. We're gonna set them to 65. Come on. Enter, and here we go. Alright, we're almost there. One thing to notice, and you can see that on the side view, the new one is heating up a lot faster than the old one. But if you look at the thermals, and I think it's a little confused right now, as I don't see the hottest point displayed anymore. Let me see if I can block this out. Yeah, I don't see it displaying the hottest temperature, but just look at the sidebar. We're up to almost 80 degrees Celsius. And they are pretty well matched. If you look at just looking by the color coding, you got the hottest part over here, just as with the old one, in the top corner, and here at the bottom, hottest part. The hottest part is 81 degrees Celsius right now. And even though it doesn't display where that hottest part is, you're just gonna have to trust the, where is it? Up there somewhere. The color coding on the sidebar. So the new one is coming up on 60 degrees Celsius. The old one is still working to get to 50. So this new one is doing a much better job. Or not necessarily better, is doing a much faster job at heating up. Alright, this one just shut down. The new one just shut down at 63. As you saw in the last video, it's going to let the wiring and the pad do the work, slowly getting up to temperature. Okay, the new one is up to temperature. The old one is still trying to get there. Alright, the new one just finished its second cycle. It's now up to temperature. The old one is getting there right about now. There we go. I'm going to give it one more cycle, see if they can match up a little, and then we'll look at the thermal camera to see if they are pretty much matched or if it's very different from each other. Alright, this is interesting. The old one takes longer to get up to temperature initially, but is then better at maintaining that temperature. The new one gets up to temperature very quickly, but then has a much bigger temperature drop before it's able to get back to its target temperature. We got a 4-degree temperature drop here, and the old one only loses 2 or 3 degrees. Doesn't matter much, because as you can see on the thermal, this is still well within 70 degrees Celsius range. But it goes to show, and of course you would need 10 of these side by side with much longer testing, but it goes to show that not each heat pad is created equal. So since my thermal camera is kind of freaking out a little, I don't see it. Oh wait, it's there. It's there. It finally figured out where to measure, and I just broke it. It disappeared. Since it's kind of confused on where to measure, I'm going to turn off the old one, focus on the new one for just a second, see how well it maintains the temperature. So turn off the old one, put that off to the side. Leave the new one here. See if I can focus this a little. Yeah, good enough. Yeah, it's measuring the temperature over here off screen somewhere, so it's a little confused right now. But so be it. So it's up to temperature again. I do like that I have to visually confirm this with the footage from the last video, but I think this is a little bit more evenly heated than the old one that had a giant hotspot here at the top. Now you can see this one has the hotspot there as well, but it's not as bad, I think, as the other one. And if I push this down and cover the temperature sensor, maybe it'll become a little bit more accurate. Yeah, as you can kind of see, when I push the silicone down underneath or to the plastic pad underneath, the heat is transferred away much further. So now the hotspot is actually here, which probably means, yeah, the pad is lifting up a little bit. So once you have an iPad or an iPhone on here, I expect the heat distribution to be a lot better. But right now, it's kind of standing up on the edges, and there's a bulge here because there's no weight on the pad. So I think that'll sort itself out. Now, one thing I forgot to do that I got some criticism about in the last video is put something on there and see how much heat is drawn away from the pad. So I'm going to do that now. We got a top lid of an Altoid box. I'm going to leave it on there for a cycle, see how it does. And we're up to temperature. See how we did. Not bad at all. There's barely a cold spot. And this thing is pretty damn toasty. So not bad at all. I'm going to turn this off. It overshoots the target temperature by 1 degree. It drops back down really quickly, but certainly not 10 degrees as we saw on the other pad, the other brand. What was it called? I forgot what it was called. So I just wanted to do that test real quick. Yeah, it's cooling down. Nice. Let me switch back to regular audio without the clicking. Alright, so there we have it. Minus the annoying clicking sound. So they are different. You got the new one, you got the old one. Are we reasonably in frame? Yes, we are. I'll leave that over there. I would use either one of these. I'm gonna stick with the new one because it doesn't have the blemishes on the rubber or silicone mat. This looks a little better, and I don't mind the fact that it heats up a little bit quicker. Not that I'm that impatient, but might as well. I'm happy with the temperature that it reaches. From drawing from memory, they are pretty much matched. This one gets there quicker. This one takes a little bit longer, but I think I saw 82 degrees Celsius, which is what I recall from this one as well, in the 80s range while it was heating up. It maintains the temperature pretty well. It slows down when it is about to reach the target temperature, which I like as well. So I'm keeping this new one, sending the old one back. But these small differences aside, I think if you buy one of these, it might be a little slower, might be a little faster. I think when it comes to the temperature sensor and the electronics in there, they got it pretty well figured out. So I do recommend this pad. I still don't remember the name, but I'll overlay it on the video, and I'll put a link in the description as I did with the last video. I just wanted to do a quick side-by-side before I send this old one back. So hope this was useful. Mike, I put something on there, so no more complaining. And I will see you in the next video. Bye now.